We are in the middle of August, and in Oklahoma, that usually means high school football. We have Coach Steve Hayes with us. Coach, good morning. It's good to see you again. Thanks for joining us here at the round table. Sarah's got question number one. We're just going to go back and forth here this morning.
Let's roll.
Yes, good morning. Thank you for joining us. I'm sure this
Yeah.
is the time that everybody here in Oklahoma has been waiting for to talk about football.
Oh, yeah.
So talk to us a little bit about the team, how many students make up the team, any information on the practices that you can share with us?
Sure. Right now we have about 110 kids in high school and another 100 kids in the middle school playing football. They've all been practicing now for almost 2 weeks, including the start of practice, as well as working all summer, middle school through the high school. And so they've been working for a while. They're very excited about getting our first game kicked off next week, and they've done a good job. I'm excited as well.
You've got a scrimmage that's coming up with, I think you said Mustang and the Bixby Spartans. That's coming up this weekend. But that leaves you 1 week away from the Guthrie Blue Jays opening game. So what would be the focus here for the rest of this week and next week?
Our schedule for the last 2 weeks so far has been to work on our game plan for Guthrie. Yesterday and today, we looked at Bixby a little bit and what they do defensively and offensively so that we can have a little bit of preparation for the scrimmage. Excited about going against Bixby because they're the three-time state champions, and so it kind of gives you a measuring stick of where you are as a team going into the season. And so looking forward to that, and really looking forward to our home game next week against Guthrie, and something that we've been pointing towards really since last March. We've started talking about what we're going to do in that game. Enid hasn't beaten Guthrie since 2010, and so that's a milestone we hope to knock down and change in a week.
Very good.
Good, that's awesome. I know that, I don't know much about football, but I do know that it takes a lot of hard work and dedication to be good at it. Do you have, are there any standout players on offense or defense?
We have some kids coming back this year that have, some of them have started for 2 years already. This will be their third year as a starter. And they're really ready to make an impact and have a good season. Will Phillips, top running back in the state, is returning for his third year as a starter, and he's only a junior. Kind of gives you an idea of the talent that he has. We have a returning starter quarterback in Mason Scrimmager who had a great spring and summer as well. And then Austin Whitehead, who plays center for us, he's led her 2 years in basketball and football, good athlete, and he's put on 30 pounds of muscle and looks really good. Defensively, we have a couple returning starters, Brock Anderson, Ivy Mason, and Jay Sean Shears that'll, I think, anchor a really competitive, tough defense.
Well, Coach, you know you have a supportive role, and I'd like to remind everybody we'll be, again, doing the Plainsman Football Coaches Show here on the Enid Television Network. That will air on Channel 11 and 111 starting next Monday as we tape our first show. So we've had the opportunity to meet your assistant coaches, and they are key support role for you. Can you just kind of give us a quick rundown of some of the coaches?
Sure. I feel like we have our strongest staff that we've had since I've been here. A lot of it has to do with some continuity. We have 7 returning coaches from our previous staff, and I really feel like have grown and gotten a lot better as a staff. And then we're adding Weston McGill, who's going to coach linebackers for us this year. He was the defensive coordinator at Mayville State and NAIA College up in North Dakota. Jeremy Brashears is going to be coaching defensive tackles for us. He was the head coach and AD at Kremlin, who made it to the semifinals last year in football, and he's been a great addition. And then we've added a young man, Coach Conder's son, Cash Conder, who has played college football the last couple of years and has a great football heritage, and he's done a really good job working with our outside receivers. So I think we're the most complete staff we've ever been.
Well, we've had the privilege to kind of interact with the coaches or go to practices, and the thing that impresses me is the rapport.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember as a player being yelled at all the time.
Sure.
Good or bad, getting yelled at all the
Sure.
time. But it's been fun for us to go to these practices and watch the rapport that the assistant coaches have with the players.
I would agree. I would agree.
Very good, very good. I know last year your theme for the year was "We Don't Get Tired." Do you have a theme or a goal this year?
We do. We went to team camp at Fort Hays State for 3 days up in Hays, Kansas, and when we got done, we sat down as a team and said, you know, what do we want our theme to be this year? What's going to be our kind of our driving force and why we play? And the kids did a great job in choosing Leave a Legacy, which in a program like Enid, who's had a history of success and really done some amazing things as a football program, to want to be a team that's remembered with those teams, I think is a great goal and something our kids have worked hard to try to meet.
We understand that the Enid Public Schools underwent a branding effort, if you will, because there was various logos, various looks. depending on the day of week, you could come up with any kind of logo.
Sure.
Now that that's completed, what does that do for football and also for the high school?
I personally think it's very exciting to have a brand that you can assign value to. You know, in our football stadium alone, we had 6 different fonts of an E. And you know, when you go across the state of Oklahoma, you don't really know, well, you know, how do we identify? Now we do. I think the company that put it together did a great job. The kids are really excited about it. It's been very well received. And, you know, I think from here going forward, you know, whether it be 5 years from now or 20 years from now, you're going to be able to see the E and know that's Enid Plainsman.
Right.
And now it's up to us to make sure that it means something special.
Because when you go with professional team logos, I mean, it's obvious what the Packers looks like.
Correct, yeah.
Or what the Patriots look like.
You're right.
You have that
You
branding.
see that big O on somebody's chest, you know that's Ohio State.
Right.
That type of thing.
Yeah.
Last year was a 3-7 season. What does it take to turn things around in the win column?
That's $1 million question,
Yeah,
Coach.
I agree. You know, it's interesting this year in that, you know, there's a vocabulary in a football system that everybody has to learn so that you can communicate well. And I think one of the biggest differences that we've had this summer and going into the fall is everybody speaks the same vocabulary on the football field. And we're communicating and working on things that you're able to do at a higher level now because we are. We have over 8 or 9 kids that have started now for 2 years and had a lot of varsity experience, which was tough 2 years ago, but makes, I think, really exciting going into the season this year. We're bigger and faster and stronger just because we've had an additional year of work in the weight room with the same kids. You know, we didn't have a very large senior class last year, and we do this year. We finally have that big senior class that's worked hard for the last 2 years to be successful. And it's been a lot of fun, good leadership as a result as well, and I think a high expectation of the kids. I think they believe that they can be successful this year. That's a big part of it as well. And so it's just building that culture that kind of institutes all those things, and we're kind of seeing it come to a head this year.
Coach, we have about a minute or so to go here in our roundtable segment. So I want to give you the platform or the opportunity to speak to the Enid community. What would you want to tell them as in preparation for the 2017 season?
You know, it's really important, I think, for our school and our kids to make the community proud. We've really emphasized that the last 2 years, and I think when you come to a game now, you're going to see kids that compete hard. They're going to represent the city well, both on and off the field. You know, not only do they stay out of trouble, they work to make their community better. And I think that's very valuable. I think ultimately, you know, the success of a program and the success of a coach is measured where a kid's at 10 years later. And, you know, our goal is to use this program to win football games on the field and produce winners in life off the field. And I think you can really see that in our culture.
Very good. Coach, I only have one closing comment. Your tailor for these jerseys, now this is a 2X.
Yes, sir.
So there's something wrong with the label. There's something wrong with the label. This feels more
It's stretchy. It's stretchy on purpose.
That's the
Well,
same
that's-
thing I
yeah.
said, Steve, when I see my size.
The 2X is not the 2X anymore. I'm not sure what the deal is. But anyway, as I'm holding my breath, I'm wearing this jersey. No, thank you for sharing our jerseys. Thanks for being here. We believe in what
My
you
pleasure.
do. And Coach, we just appreciate your emphasis on character as much as first down.
Yes,
we
sir.
really like that.
Yeah,
So
thank you for all the support. It's great to be here.
you're welcome. Our pleasure.